get out of the way and let you guys meet Sergeant Kirkpatrick and Officer Wolf in person. With the COVID thing, we're all trying to be respectful. So now me and my staff, Jared, my son, are back far enough, and these guys work together all the time that you can meet them in person. And I might just ask you guys, like each of your own individual favorite, don't have to tell the whole story, but just a little favorite snippet of an experience with the Livability team that you've had.
Oh gosh, that's
on the spot.
That is challenging because, I mean, there's a lot of entertaining scenarios that we've dealt with. Really on the spot here.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have some stories. I'll start. I kind of my proudest thing really has been watching. So I've been a cop here for 18 years, and I've done a variety of different things, and this has been the most rewarding part of my career. And watching the Livability officers and the manner in which they conduct themselves and the amount of care and heart and empathy that they put into their job I mean, these are all still cops, right? They're still a personality, awesome people, and they will arrest the world if needed. However, I was trying to use good language. I told you I wasn't going to curse.
It's okay.
But the way that they have switched that role when needed, their ability to put on a different mask at different times and really play those different roles and have that empathy, it's just been really proud for me to watch that shift. Yeah. And it's been a really cool thing. I'm just super proud of that whole team and what they do on a daily basis. And so my hat's off to them. That's kind of my highlight.
That's excellent
for the Livability team.
Thanks, Sarge. And plug here, you can't be successful without good leadership. I think we all know that.
Very important.
Yes. I mean, we can't function unless we're supported and unless our sergeant's being our advocate. And am I getting it on?
Yeah,
okay.
Brown.
All right, sorry. Just remember this during my eval, right?
Yeah, that's already done, by the way.
Oh, no.
I'm taking that one back.
But in all seriousness, again, we started a unit from ground up here. And a sergeant that trusts us, and Corporal Randy Jewell, too, he deserves credit as well because he's with us every day as well. Trusts us enough to know, here's what I would like to see kind of happen, but we trust you, go out and do it, and I have your back. And he has every step of the way. We call, hey, we've asked for some weird pieces of gear. Like, it's not often that you take and you go down and buy coffee cards because, well, why do you need coffee cards? Well, it's really easy to develop a relationship with
Icebreaker.
somebody.
Can you go buy me socks?
Right. Yeah.
I'll go buy you socks, Mike.
Box of wool socks. Yeah. You hand out a socks, a hand warmer, and a coffee card, and somebody who wouldn't normally talk to you is now talking to you. So stuff like that. So that's my piece. We couldn't do that without our leadership and our sergeant advocating for us daily and supporting all of our crazy ideas. And we tell him, hey, we're going to take this van and we're going to go move this couch and we're going to take this couch over this apartment. He's like, you're going to do what? And we're like, trust us, it's going to be awesome. And he does, and he did. And
somebody slept on that couch, didn't they?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
See?
Yeah.
It was one of our officers' couch. It was one of the officers on the Livability team donated his couch to these folks in their apartment.
Yeah, see, there's a lot of love there.
There's a lot of cool stuff that goes on there.
I think you have funny interactions with people every day, but I think the moment where we could kind of see the impact of the team is there was a city council meeting where there was a group that came that are not the police department's biggest fan. And Rogue Retreat brought down a whole group of people that have worked directly with us and who, through our efforts and their efforts, were successful. And to sit there and listen to those stories.
To hear that work you do impacted them, right?
And then to piggyback off that, you mentioned Justin Hahn. I'm going to mention him again. Justin Hahn, if you didn't catch that, he's amazing. During the Hawthorn Park incident, again, this is a man who for years we were having interactions with in strictly police arrest.
Enforcement capacity.
He gave me his testimony since he was a very young child.
Yes. And we've all had, we've been cops for a long time. We had these interactions with him. And we're down in Hawthorn Park, and there was an individual who was taking a role that was strictly trying to elicit a response from an officer that could be recorded and posted. So the things that were being said were very disrespectful, very belligerent, flagrant, all that. And Justin stood there, and it was after several minutes of this, Justin just rushes to our defense and is, you don't know them, you're saying these things. And this individual's like, well, you can't talk to me that way. He's like, I'm not a police officer. I'll talk to you however I want. But you don't understand the work. I know these men's heart. This is what they do. They care. And to have somebody like that speak that way, that truth about you right in front of you, it stays with you. Those are the moments that really stick with you. Here was this man who for years was, he considered us an enemy.
Yeah.
And now here he is standing in the park advocating on my behalf.
Yeah, going toe to toe with the.
It's amazing, and I can't stress enough. You guys should have him on.
Yeah,
and
for sure,
and talk to him. Yeah,
had a lot of conversations with Justin. That guy has an incredible heart for people.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, another story from that incident was it wasn't just Justin. Probably my favorite story from that Hawthorn Park incident where we had closed the park so that it could be cleaned. Was as we were doing so, and folks were in our face with cameras and yelling at us and screaming at us and calling us unmentionable things. One of the unsheltered homeless gals that had been residing in the park ran up to our defense and started screaming back at the homeless advocates as well, like, leave them alone. These are good people. Yeah. You have no idea what they've done for us. Yeah. And that was huge, too. And this is someone that we...
one of the reasons I wanted to get out of the picture so we could take masks off is with all those things that go on, people don't realize. I might bump into one of you guys at the grocery store, or you might coach a kid's team,
and we do both.
You guys are neighbors and citizens, and I think you deserve more respect than what's gone on in recent months. But I think the Livability team really proves where most cops' hearts are, and we want to know our beat cops. Like when I grew up and I knew the cops in my neighborhood. That's a good thing. People trust the cops in their neighborhood as they get to know them, and it really helps. It helps solve crimes, definitely, but it helps in something like this.
And if you see us and we're working or not working, stop and say hi. We'd love to chat with you. And
we may be a little, if we're not working, we may be a little like,
how do you know me? And then once you say like, hey, I saw you on the podcast. Oh, okay.
You get a little skeptical.
You arrested me 3 weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, it's our role as policemen to take abuse sometimes. That's okay with us. Yeah. That's we do this job voluntarily. No one's holding a gun to our head to come to work every day and do this. So we volunteer to do it, and we're happy to, and we don't mind the abuse. But it does over the past year has been a little harder to not want to get jaded with society.
Sure.
So if you see the reservation in us sometimes, that's usually what it is. And I think that our department and our officers do a really good job of being resilient with that. But there will be some standoffish, a little bit. There's some bad days.
Sure. So, everybody has bad days.
And honestly, I have to say, on days off, you can watch the news and you can fall into, like I call it, a YouTube hole. Yeah. And next thing you know, and you've consumed this media with this narrative. And I got to tell you, I'll put this uniform on, I'll jump in my car, I'll head out on the streets of Medford. And the citizens of Medford, they don't let me down.
Nope.
They always make me feel supported. Over the last year, I've been a cop 14 years. Sarge's been a cop longer. I have never been stopped more at intersections, eating lunch, walking, and just thanked than I have in the last year. And that's a testament to the citizens of this city and this valley.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
That is why we will never turn into a Seattle.
You're exactly right.
That's exactly.
You're exactly right.
This is a warm, friendly place.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scanner Group Crowdsourced Crime and Safety Podcast with Ryan Mallory and Jared Banry from ThiefHunter Labs. Make sure to subscribe today for notifications about the next show. Visit us at www.thiefhunterlabs.com or on Facebook as Thief Hunter Labs in the search bar.